Whether you're moving from New York or California, or you're moving from within the state, I'm going to cover the top 10 things that you need to know before moving to St. Augustine. So if you're looking for more information like that, then this is the video for you. What's up everyone? This is Thomas with Keller Williams here in St. Augustine, Florida. And if you're looking for everything you need to know about eating, working, sleeping, and the top 10 things you need to know before moving to St. Augustine, then this is the video for you. So please tap that subscribe button below, like the video. If you have any additional questions, leave them in the comments below and I'll get right back to you. If you need any further help, please reach out to me, give me a call, shoot me a text, email, whatever that needs to be. I'm here for you. Guys, I did mention I'm going to cover the top 10 things you need to know before moving here to St. Augustine, but also stay tuned at the very end. I'm also going to put in some other tips that I have before moving here that didn't quite make the list. The first thing I wanted to go over on the top 10 things you need to know before moving to our area is how much our area is growing. We have several different industries that are contributing to our large growth. We have 2 large military bases that are in the area. We have a very large tourism industry. We also have a large healthcare industry, a large transportation industry as well. They're going to be putting in a new highway that's going to connect over the St. Johns River. It's going to connect north in St. Johns County over just south by Middleburg. It's going to be a major highway that's going to run right over to 295. And connect into the highway system there. Also, as the area continues to sprawl out, we're seeing more and more master planned communities. These are huge subdivisions with more than 1,000 homes and different communities within them. One of them namely would be Silverleaf. They have 10,000 homes in there. They don't have that all completely built out yet. They're working in one subdivision and working out from there. I believe as of right now they have 6 or 7 different builders that are in that community, but there's several different communities similar to that are sprawling all over the county here. The second thing I wanted to talk about on our list here is going to be the beach here in St. Augustine. A lot of people want to know what you can, what you cannot do on the beach, but here St. Augustine's a pretty relaxed area. If you want to bring your dog to the beach, you can definitely do that. The rules say that the dog has to be on the leash, though there are people who do have really good control of their dogs, their dogs walk right beside of them and they'll come when answered. I've never seen anyone confronted on the beach about that, but technically the rule is that you do have to leash your dog. Maybe in the off season you might get away with letting your dog run off leash, but during the tourism season when there's a lot of people around, maybe not the best idea for you and your pup. Officially, there is no alcohol allowed on the beach. I mean, maybe you might be able to get an alcoholic drink on one of the beachfront restaurants there and break the rules a little bit, but officially there's no alcohol allowed on the beach, though who knows what you have behind that little red Solo cup or the koozie. It's typically a sign. One thing you do see a lot of people doing on the beach is, if you're just wanting to go down with your significant others to the beach and just have a good beach day, or if you're having a party for, one of the major holidays, people actually like to bring down a whole setup to the beach. You can drive here on the beach, so you will see people bringing canopies and lawn chairs and, stretched out blankets and grills. I've seen people bring a smoker to the beach, so you can grill out on the beach. There's no rules against that. So if you wanted to come and spend the whole day there, it's actually really easy to do, whether you want to bring a cooler and, some food, or if you just want to throw everything on the grill right when you get there, you can do it either way. There is driving access to the beach and there is public parking, though it is very minuscule, and St. Augustine Beach needs to do a better job at getting us some more public parking. But the one good thing here is you can drive on the beach with 2-wheel drive, with all-wheel drive, with 4-wheel drive. Now, there is only a limited section for 2-wheel drive vehicles. I definitely don't recommend going on the beach with your 2-wheel drive vehicle. I have an all-wheel drive vehicle that has about 6.5 inches of clearance, and I'm iffy going onto the beach. So I definitely would be wary. If you have all-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive, you should be fine, though always check with the stand. The person, the attendant working there, they're gonna let you know, hey, it's pretty rough out there. Maybe you don't wanna go, or you know what, 2-wheel drive, you'll be fine. But all-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, you shouldn't have too many problems throughout the year. Most of the time, if you do have a problem, the locals will help you out. They'll either push you or someone will give you a quick tow. Okay, the third thing you need to know before moving here to St. Augustine is, of course, the history behind the city. So whether you're a history buff or not, it does have a lot of interesting things to look at. It is the nation's oldest city. It originally, of course, was inhabited by Native Americans, and then the Spanish came over and took over. It was inhabited then, I think, twice by the Spanish, once by the British, and then switched over to the United States here recently. But it is the nation's oldest inhabited city. Some highlights of that is going to be Castillo de San Marcos. Also, we're going to have St. George Street in the Colonial Quarter, where a lot of the homes in that area, which are actually shops and restaurants for the most part, were built around the 1600, 1700 period. At the fort, they also do historical reenactments. So if you're really into history and you like to see it played out on a live scale, they do that periodically in front of the fort, where everyone dresses up in the historical timepieces and comes out and enacts the part with all the haunted piece as well. And even some of the tours, they do have tours that people act in character too, which is really great. The fourth thing I wanted to talk about, and that's if you're relocating here from an attorney state. It's a little bit different in the real estate transaction world and what normally happens. I used to do real estate in New York, so New York is an attorney state. So what that means is that the attorney essentially facilitates the entire process of the contract. Me as a realtor, I could have written your offer on a napkin and given it to the attorney and be like, this is what they accepted, the buyer and seller accepted to, and the attorney would have wrote up all the paperwork. Here in Florida, we're a title state, so actually the realtors do all the paperwork. It's a standard fill-in-the-blank contract. So it's not like I'm writing law, I'm just filling in the blanks. That's all I'm doing. So attorneys aren't typically used here in Florida, so the process is a little bit different. I know in New York, what you do is you do your inspection, you get your accepted offer, and then you do your inspections prior to going into contract. Now here it's a little bit different where the inspections are a part of the contract, so you actually get an accepted offer, and then typically the beginning of the contract, the first 10 to 15 days is going to be your inspection period, which you get all your inspections done. You can leave for whatever reason within that period if some big red flag comes up in the inspection. The fifth thing I wanted to talk about is everything that you can do here in St. Augustine. And we're talking about all the events, all the attractions, all the recreational sports you can do with the weather down here. Whether that's surfing, golfing, kayaking, if you like fishing, if you just want to go out in the boat, there's something for everyone here to do. TPC Sawgrass is right up the road in Ponte Vedra, so if you like to golf, it's a very great golf course up there. Also, Arnold Palmer designed a couple of different golf courses in Palm Coast as well. One thing I wanted to talk about personally is when I came back down here from the Northeast, I rode a lot of mountain bike up north, and I love the mountains. I love to go hiking. It's one of my favorite things to do, to be outdoors. And that was one of the negatives of when I moved down here. I was like, it's all flat. There's not going to be any mountain biking available, but there's actually some really great mountain biking here in the area. Within 2 hours, you can find some really great mountain biking with inclines and descents of 20 plus feet. So if you're into mountain biking, there's definitely something for you here. I know by personal experience, so reach out and I'll give you a couple trails. If you're looking for a couple fun little things to do, you can go to the lighthouse, you can go to the alligator farm, you can go to the Pirate Museum. There's so many little things here in town that, of course, when you live here, you don't take advantage of, but I always come back around to. I'm actually a St. Augustine Lighthouse member. You can buy a membership there for, I believe, $25, and it's up to you, and it's for you and a guest every time you go. So it made more sense for me to just buy the guest pass for the year, because I actually got engaged up there, but I go there, every couple months just to go up and take a look at the views here in St. Augustine. They have multiple festivals throughout the year here, whether it's a food festival or a music festival, an art festival. They have them all. They have a neighborhood festival, Lincolnville Porch Fest. They have Sing Out Loud Festival, which is a free concert series at the amphitheater that anyone here can go to. They also have Rhythm and Ribs, where of course it's music and ribs, so it's a little bit of a barbecue kind of thing. And then they also have seafood festivals here too. Of course, we have so much great seafood living right here on the water. Anything you're looking for, you really can find a good bit of stuff to do here in St. Augustine. 4th of July, they do fireworks at Castillo de San Marcos. They also have them down at the beach. Of course, with COVID, it's been a little weird. They do the same thing for New Year's. So if you want to go catch fireworks on the beach, you want to go down by the fort, you can get some great views of some great fireworks down there, and then go down for a drink or whatever you'd like. Every week, the city hosts free concert series. They do in the plaza, which is right off of King Street down there in downtown St. Augustine. They also have free concerts down at the St. Augustine Pier, which is in St. Augustine Beach. And they just have local acts coming through there. And you just go, you can just put your chair up, just hang out, and just listen to some music. Guys, if you are getting any value from this video, please do me that solid. Tap that subscribe button below, like the video, please comment if you have any additional questions. I'd love to be able to get back to you and help you out. The 6th thing I wanted to talk about on our list here is going to be St. Augustine's distance to pretty much everything. If you're looking to go to Jacksonville, you're either 30 to 45 minutes, depending where you're going in the city there. If you need to go to the airport in Jacksonville, you're going to be about an hour 15 minutes away, depending where you are in the city, of course. But even if you want to go to Disney, Universal, or the Orlando airports, those are going to be about 2.5 hours depending on traffic. The Georgia border is going to be about an hour and a half, depending on traffic, of course. If you want to go down to Daytona and catch the races there, you're looking at about a 45-minute-hour drive. They also do have an airport in Daytona as well, so if you wanted to check that out and fly out of there, you could do that too. The 7th thing on our list of things to know before you come here to St. Augustine is going to be the school districts here in St. Augustine, Florida. That's a driving factor for a lot of people moving here, as St. Johns County, which is the county St. Augustine is located in, has the #1 school district in the state. It's been awarded a couple different things throughout the years, just because it's been a high-ranking school year over year, high-ranking school district year over year. If you need more information on schools and what school district this house is located in and how good is this school, I can get you more information. Just reach out to me and I will send you the link to that exact information from the state of Florida. One thing that is a little bit different here is going to be the high school career academies. Now that means that every different high school actually has a career technical area, and each one has a specialty. So for example, I wanted to cover St. Augustine High. St. Augustine High School has the career academies for aerospace, the future teachers, arts, and homeland security. If you need a complete breakdown of what school offers what, I can get you the full breakdown of that list, but that changes all the time just because it's always a forever changing thing, of course. So that could possibly change with St. Augustine as well, but as of now, that's what's listed on the website. The 8th thing I wanted to cover is going to be taxes. I've covered it in other videos before. Everyone knows here in Florida that we have no state income tax, so that's a major tax advantage if you're moving from out of state into Florida. If you're moving in state, of course, you probably already know that. You probably already also know that we do have the homestead exemption tax. So that's when you make your Florida address your primary residence, and then your taxable value can go effectively be lowered from $50,000. So if your taxable value was $300,000, if you homestead your property, you'll get the homestead exemption, which would bring it down to $250,000. The 9th thing I wanted to talk about is going to be the entertainment here. I'm going to consider this more of like a passive entertainment, where you're going to watch something or going to eat something, whereas the events of attractions section, you're more of like involved in walking around and stuff. So here, we're talking about food, drink, music. So if you're going out downtown, you're going out on St. Augustine Beach, you're gonna find a variety of different food. And that's changed from the past. We used to just be like come to this town and get seafood. If you wanted a fried shrimp basket, there was 10 places in town that could get you a different fried shrimp basket with a different sauce. And we used to be big on seafood, and we still are big on seafood. If anything, we're doubling down on the seafood restaurants, and the quality of fine dining, it's going up in town. We're seeing restaurants now put on the water where you can pull up to with your boat, with beautiful sunsets going over the water in the marinas. We're seeing little food truck areas in the Marina Munch section where you can just sit, order some food, and just hang out in the marina and look at the sailboats go by. If you want, you can also go downtown. You can get a nice bottle of wine, you can get a fine steak, and there's beautiful steakhouse downtown. If you want a nice Guinness, you can go down to one of the Irish pubs downtown, get some mother's milk. It's good for you. But there's something for everyone here in this town. There's also the amphitheater as well. I know they got, I said this in other videos, but they got John Legend. They actually rebooked him for this year, so he's coming back. But they got Leon Bridges coming this year too, Flogging Molly. The Killers are coming this year too, so they're really bringing in some big headliner names to this little amphitheater here, really bringing some great music here to our town. Okay, the 10th thing I want to talk about, it kind of comes with the territory living here in Florida, and you probably should know this, but if you don't, it's going to be the weather. The weather is during July, August, September. It's going to be really hot. It's definitely going to be in the 80s, 90s with a humidity blanket everywhere you go. Pretty much right when you walk outside, you will bead sweat. So that's something to expect here in Florida. It's hot. You have a little bit of a tropical climate during those months. You do also have hurricane season, which effectively are our snow days here. So if you're coming from a colder region, we don't have those. We just have hurricane days where it's just as much fun, I guess. You'll lose your power and you drink beer for a couple days. Honestly, the rest of the year is really, really mild. I mean, the winters, they can get, if you consider this cold, they can get down to like 40s during the day, and they'll hit 30s at night. But for the most part, it's 70s during the day, beautiful and sunny. Okay guys, and that wraps up our top 10, though I do have some tips that I just wanted to forward to you that I also think would help you out here. They didn't necessarily make the top 10, but we'll go over a couple of them here. The first thing that's going to be is if you do relocate to Florida and you make this your primary address, you are required to change your address and and get a Florida driver's license within 30 days. If you get pulled over within that time or outside of that time, could get a ticket, and you don't want to do that. The other tip I have is going to be your general attire here in town. I was working in real estate in New York, and I was dressing with a suit and a tie and a long sleeve shirt every day and looking professional, right? And I came down here and I tried to, wear pants and a long sleeve shirt at least. And you know what? It's not professional being drenched in your own sweat. There's nothing professional about that. So the professionalism, the attire actually takes it down a notch. If I get to know you, I may show up to a showing in flip-flops. But for the most part, my attire is going to be a polo. It's going to be some nice shorts, and that's really, maybe a pair of nice shoes as well. But if I get to know you and I like you, I'm going to wear some flip-flops here and there, just when you catch me on one of my off days. The third tip I wanted to cover here is going to be driving around town. Wherever you're coming from, this beach town is a slow-going beach town. We're not trying to race people around here. I don't want to have you ride my ass to get to the next red light where I'm right behind you. Take it down a notch. It's a beach town. You'll get where you need to go. You don't need to honk right when the light turns green. I saw it. I drive a manual car. It takes me 1 or 2 more seconds than you, okay? Another tip, if you want to live like a local here in St. Augustine, is if you go to the beach, just do your part. If you see any trash, pick it up. Pick up your own trash. Don't leave anything there. We have sea turtles nesting there. We have kids hanging out with their families down there. Kids hanging out with their families. Families hanging out with their kids down there. And, we don't want to leave our beaches looking any worse than they are. I was always taught when I was a kid, leave a place better than when you came there. And that's what I think people in St. Augustine, if you're moving here, please adopt that and just take care of the beach. If you see trash, pick it up, throw it out. They got plenty of trash cans everywhere. Okay, the last thing I wanted to cover on my tips here is going to be what's the sports vibe like around here. Me, myself, I am a New York Yankees fan. So you're really the only option. You do have the Mayport Shrimp, which is Jacksonville's minor league team. There's, of course, Tampa Bay as well. But for me, I'm keeping my New York Yankees stuff all day. But I can't say I'm not swayed a little bit by Jacksonville and the Duval. And I just think it's great. I love it, So I love the spirit of the team. They're not doing great, but I love all my friends that love it. So it's a great energy. It's a great vibe to go down there. Guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been my top 10 tips before moving to Florida here. I hope you got some value out of this video. If you did, please do me that solid. Click that like button, subscribe below. If you have any questions, please comment. If you have any additional further needs in the real estate world, please reach out to me. I'd love to be able to help, whether that's a call, text, or email. I'm here for you, so feel free to reach out.